Good morning and welcome to Championship Wednesday here at Murray Park in Sulphur, field number 40. We are moments away from first pitch of the Class B state championship game between the Pitkin Tigers, the defending champions, and the 2-seed Glenmora Wildcats. Again, pleasure to have you with us. I'm Sean Larken, Michael back in studio. We are moments away from all of the pregame festivities, the national anthem. They'll hand out the ceremonial baseballs to both coaches. They'll announce all the lineups, all that good stuff and more. Well, if you've been with us all year, the Pitkin athletics program this academic year has been no stranger to heart attacks, close wins, and just filled with drama. Actually, after the game yesterday, I saw Coach Philip George of the Pitkin Lady Tigers, and he said, well, same old Pitkin drama. And if you missed it yesterday, it was full of it as the Tigers come back in the sixth inning, trailed 1-0 for the majority of the baseball game. They tied it in the sixth and walked it off in the seventh. It was actually a mirror image of the 2023 semifinal against Weston. Cash Wisby, the hero, gets the walk-off single to win that one. And then in 2023, as you know, Pitkin would go on to win the state championship. And here they are today with a chance to do the same again, to go back-to-back to win their third title in the last 4 years. Again, the Tigers, this is their 20th title game appearance. And again, we talked about it. It's not how it looked or how you do it. It just matters as long as you get there. And that's exactly what Pitkin's done. Look, they've only led in the postseason probably maybe, I would say, less than 4 total innings. Again, did not lead at all yesterday through 6 innings. Took the lead on the final swing of the game. The same with the Hicks game in the quarterfinals. They trailed by 3 going into the 5th inning in their first game in the regional round against Shudron. Like we said, it doesn't matter how it looks. I saw Coach Jason Holt after the game. He said the same thing. He said, it's been like this all postseason. But look, at this point, I guess you wouldn't have it any other way, because whenever the time arises for somebody to step up and be great and make a play, the Tigers have done it time and time again. They execute when they need to. And here they are again, playing for their third title in 4 years, looking for their 15th state championship. As for their opponents, the 2-seed, the Glenmora Wildcats, this is their 4th title game appearance, their first since 2017. Again, won yesterday. They were back here in the semi for the first time since 2019. Yesterday, they got past Family Community, the runner-up of last year's Class B championship game. They beat them 3-0 in the semifinal. So they're back here in the championship game for the first time since 2017. This is their 4th title game appearance. They've never won it. So they're looking to make a little history. And obviously, we are surrounded by a sea of red. The Glenmora faithful have turned out in droves today. They've also ignored the artificial noisemaker air horn rules. They have completely just ignored that one, as they have been blowing them since pregame. So that'll be a joy. Just bear with us if you do hear what sounds like elephant trunks and all that good stuff. But it should be a lot of fun as they're fired up again, looking to win their first title in the program's history. As for Pitkin, looking for title number 15. And we look a little bit closer into the Glenmora team that, again, down in District 5B, they were the number 2 seed going into the playoffs with a 17-6 regular season record. The district champs out of 5B. In the regional round, they defeated 15 seed of Fairview 12-0 in 5 innings. They defeated number 10 Stanley in the quarters 10-0 in 5 innings. And then yesterday was the first time they actually played 7 innings in the postseason, defeating last year's runner-up Family Community, the 6 seed, 3-0. And if you've listened to those scores and you kind of caught on, you haven't given up a run all postseason. So with Lincoln Stevens on the mound for the Tigers today and Glenmora not giving up a run all postseason, combining that with the struggles offensively at the plate for the Tigers, we may not have very many runs today. They could be at a premium. Who knows? But it should be a lot of fun as they are announcing the Glenmora lineup and non-starters right now as well. But again, Glenmora, a 3-time runner-up back in 2017. They were the 1 seed, lost to Shudron 1-0 in the Class B final. 2014 in Class B as well. Fairview defeated them 5-4. Glenmora was the 7th seed, and then you got to go all the way back to 1997. There's a little history here in the state championship game. They were the runner-up in 97 in Class B to the Pitkin Tigers, 14-11. And again, if you're looking at Tigers, they will send Lincoln Stevens to the mound. One of the best big game pitchers in our area is going to take the baseball today after Gage James pitched a really strong 7 innings yesterday. A little shaky in the first inning. It wasn't helped out by his defense much. Gave up the unearned run, and that was it. Struck out 8, went 7, and he has set the stage for Lincoln Stevens to try to pitch the Tigers to another state championship game. We will go over the starting lineups for both teams as they are doing over the loudspeaker right now. I'll go ahead and give you the Glenmora Wildcats starting 9. Leading off and pitching today for the Wildcats will be Wyatt Gillespie. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Cullen Robbins. Batting third and behind the plate today is Braden Holloway. Logan Eves, the cleanup hitter, playing left field. The third baseman batting fifth is Nolan Sweat. Ryan Langston in center field, batting sixth. Batting seventh, playing first base, is Tanner Cloud. Colin Broussard, the eighth place hitter, playing right field. And rounding out the 9, second baseman Tristan Townley. As for the defending champions, it's the same lineup as yesterday, except we're flip-flopping the pitcher and the center fielder. So, again, we talked about it. You want to roll with the guys who got you here. So, same lineup for Coach J.C. Holt. Leading off, playing short, Gavin Holt. Batting second, playing third base is Cash Wisby. Lincoln Stevens on the mound, hitting third today. Gage James, the cleanup hitter, will be playing center field today. J-Dub Davis, the designated hitter, batting fifth. Tegan Farmer behind the dish, batting sixth. Brock Bailey batting seventh, playing first base. Wyatt Sasser scored the game-winning run yesterday, 3 walks. He's in right field, batting eighth. And then Slade Doherty batting ninth. Caden Fitch will be at second base. Again, the Pitkin Tigers in the home whites. Again, the 1 seed, the designated home team today. They are in the white jerseys, white pants with the blue pinstripes, the blue P on the left side of the jersey, blue caps. More of the road team in the red uniforms, white numerals and lettering, gray pants with the little red pinstripe down the side. And on the red jerseys, some white piping around the shoulder or on the neck and the sleeves. Again, announcing the non-starters and lineups for the Pitkin Tigers. Now, again, we said it. It's not how you get here. It's if you get here, and that is exactly what the Tigers have done. Again, pleasure to have you with us as our last broadcast of the 2025-2026 school year. Again, it has been a blast, and can't believe it's over. It seems like yesterday we were getting ready for jamborees during football season. We'll take a quick break, come back. They'll have the national anthem, do the opening ceremony, and we will have first pitch. It's the Class B state championship. Pitkin Tigers and the Glenmora Wildcats right here on today's Country 105.7.
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Craft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lewis Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
What's happening at Benoit? It's a new chapter, built on the same values that brought us here back in 2018. Generosity, intensity, and giving back to this great community.
We call it Benoit 2.0. When I stepped in to help my father run the business with one clear focus in mind, the customer experience. When you take care of your people, the rest falls into place.
Together, we're reclaiming what this dealership was known for, doing the right thing, supporting our neighbors, and treating all of our customers like family.
We call it the Benoit way, and it's changing what it means to buy and service your vehicle, as well as trust your local dealership.
You're on the road again, and you just can't wait to find some place to stop and take a breather. Well, if you're driving down Highway 10, there isn't a better place to stop than at Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop. They're a full convenience store and fresh deli, serving the best food to fill up all the weary travelers that stop by. That's Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop, 9242 Highway 10. So stop by and give them a holler. Proud supporter of all Pitkin High School athletics. Go Tigers!
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.
Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright would like to take this time to remind everyone of the importance of not driving while under the influence. Never get behind the wheel of an automobile while impaired. Drinking and driving is a behavior that endangers lives, including your own. Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright and his staff would like to commend the hard work shown throughout our area high school sports programs. Congratulations on a job well done.
Jamie and Jennifer Johnson of Beauregard Physical Therapy Clinic in downtown DeRidder are proud to support the Pitkin High School sports programs because they recognize the importance of athletics and academics in molding the lives of today's youth. Since 1987, Beauregard Physical Therapy Clinic has been your local orthopedic therapy clinic, specializing in joint replacement therapy, simple sprains and strains, and arthroscopic surgery. They accept most personal insurance, including Medicare and TRICARE. Look them up on Facebook or call 462-6097. Go Tigers!
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Craft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
KVVP Leesville, DeRidder, Fort Polk, today's country, 105.7.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank, our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here to McMurray Park, field number 40 in Sulphur, where you're moments away from first pitch of the 2026 Class B state championship game. Pitkin Tigers and the Glenmora Wildcats, 1 versus 2. This is one of the 5 matchups here in the state championships that feature 1 versus 2 out of the 10. So half of the 10 state championship matchups are 1 versus 2. This is one of those 5. The Tigers, 1 of 4 returning state champs from last season. The other 3, Sam Houston, Sterlington, and Catholic Baton Rouge. And another little nugget for you as we get ready to start. Glenmora, 1 of 3 teams looking to win their first title this season. The other one's Covenant Christian and Welsh. Again, we almost had a rematch of last year's Class B title game. Again, Family Community falling to Glenmora yesterday 3-0. So from last year to this year, only 1 rematch. And, man, it's going to be a barn burner. Catholic and Brother Martin going to duke it out in a best of 3 starting later this week. Lincoln Stevens has completed his warm-up pitches, and we are getting ready to rock and roll here in the Class B state championship game. Lincoln has been phenomenal on the mound so far. 2-0 in the postseason. 12 2/3 innings pitched, just 3 hits, no runs allowed, 14 strikeouts, 3 walks. And Wyatt Gillespie in the box. First pitch swung on and missed at 11:02. Strike 1. Opposing pitchers facing off here to start the game. That one outside. That'll even it up 1 ball, 1 strike. Gillespie had a hit yesterday in the semifinal. Stevens gets the sign. The lefty winds and delivers. Good breaking ball there. And that one in there for a called strike. It'll make it 1-2. The leather on the infield for the Tigers. I'll give it to you after this 1-2 from Lincoln Stevens. Peers over that kind of turquoise mitt. Winds and delivers. That one missing low. Farmer trying to hang on to it and frame it up. But it'll just miss. Count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that'll run it full after the breaking ball doesn't quite break over the outside part of the plate. Over at the hot corner, Cash Wisby, yesterday's hero. Over at first, Brock Bailey. Here comes the 3-2. And that is a great at-bat for Gillespie. He'll walk from 0-2 to a leadoff walk here in the top of the first. Cash Wisby over at the hot corner. Brock Bailey down at first. Again, the battery mates Stevens and Farmer. Up the middle, Gavin Holt at short. Caden Fitch at second. Slade Doherty in left. Gage James in center. And Wyatt Saster out in right. Now Cullen Robbins, the shortstop, will stand in with nobody out. And the leadoff man aboard. Here in the top of the first inning. Shows bunt. Bunts it foul. In the Tigers, the number 1 seed, so the designated home team here today. White tops, white pants with the blue pinstripes, blue numerals with the blue Pitkin P on the left side of the jersey, blue caps with the white P on the front of those. Again, a pretty good jersey combination. Classic, simple. Take notes, everyone else. Runner goes on the 0-1. That one's going to be chopped right back to Stevens on the mound. He'll have no play at second, but he'll go to first. So productive out there from Robbins. Runner was going on movement. So Gillespie down to second. Robbins with a productive out. Now the catcher, Braden Holloway, will stand in. Holloway doubled, singled, and walked yesterday. So productive day at the dish for the Wildcats catcher, and he hits here with one out and a man in scoring position. Stevens peers back at second, now fires to the plate. Good breaking ball there. Is going to just miss above the letters. Glenmora in the red jerseys, gray pants with the red stripe down the side. White piping on the sleeves and the neck. Lettering in white across the chest. Here comes the 1-0. And that one misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Holloway well ahead here. Glenmora fans starting to make a little noise here. 1 out. Here comes the 2-0 from Stevens. Good breaking ball there. That one's in there for a called strike. Again, it was Gage James yesterday pitching the Tigers into the final. Gave up the unearned run in the first, and that was it. Scattered 4 hits, struck out 8. He settled in nicely. Stevens in a little trouble early. This one's going to be flared out into center field. Holloway slams his bat down. Some trouble out there. That one's going to drop. And Gage James was coming in. And I believe that was Fitch out at second. Coming out. Again, that's got to be the center fielder's ball right there. It looked like he was in position to make the play was Gage James. So instead, it'll be first and second, 1 out. Everybody's safe. That one's going to drop in. See what they score that one, but should have been out number 2. Instead, Logan Easley hit with 2 on and 1 out. There's Stevens from the stretch. He'll look back at second and fire. And that one will miss for ball 1. In the Pitkin Tigers pitching staff, we talked about Glenmora in the pregame. Pitkin arguably just as good. They've allowed 1 earned run in the postseason in 23 innings. Played a couple extra. This is going to be driven out into the gap in left center. That is going to get all the way to the wall. That's going to score 1. Holloway rounding second. They'll hold him at third. In the second safely is Logan Eves, and he pumps his fist, salutes his dugout, and Glenmora on the board early. Some pretty good contact there on Lincoln Stevens. And Glenmora strikes first here in the first inning. And they have him at second and third after the RBI double from Eves. Now Nolan Sweat will stand in with runners at second and third and 1 out. Stevens in the soup early here in the top of the first inning. This is going to be a chopper, a short chopper to third. Wisby fields and throws. Oh, pick over there by Bailey to get the out. Man, that was a precarious situation there. That one gets away. That one might lead to another run. Instead, the runners hold at second and third, and there are 2 gone. We saw Cash Wisby in the first inning have that error yesterday, but this one a much tougher play coming into charge on that turf. Had to make a throw across his body. Again, kind of dealing with that knee injury. So all kinds of scenarios there, and he makes the play now 2 away for Ryan Langston, the center fielder. 1-0 Glenmora. Top of the first inning. Stevens trying to limit the damage. First pitch is just going to miss for ball 1. It was a leadoff walk by the pitcher Gillespie. Cullen Robbins grounded out to Stevens, but Gillespie, again, heads-up play to get aggressive on the base pass. He was going on movement. Here comes the pitch. That one rides way outside, 2-0. Yeah, Gillespie was on the move as soon as Stevens started to the plate. So productive out from Robbins, and then Holloway hit one out into no man's land in shallow right center that James and Fitch kind of had trouble with. So it got down. And then an RBI double from Logan Eves gives Glenmora the lead here in the first. The 2-0 is going to be flared over to second. Fitch on a hop. Fields throws over for out number 3. However, the Wildcats get on the board here in the top of the first. An RBI double from Logan Eves gives them the lead. Tigers coming up.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
So the Wildcats strike first here in the Class B state title game. They get a run on 2 hits. No errors in the field for the Tigers. They did leave 2 runners stranded at second and third with 1 out. Could not add on after the RBI double from Logan Eves. But Wyatt Gillespie now on the mound. He has a lead. And he will face Gavin Holt, Cash Wisby, and Lincoln Stevens, the first 3 in the order for the Pitkin Tigers. Gage James, the cleanup hitter. J-Dub Davis batting 5th. Tegan Farmer, 6th. Brock Bailey, Wyatt Sasser, and Slade Doherty, 7, 8, 9. So again, Pitkin already in the same situation they were yesterday. And again, we talked about runs being at a premium. We went over it in the pregame. Glenmora in the regional round defeated Fairview in 5 innings, 12-0. In the quarters, they defeated Stanley 10-0 in 5 innings. And then yesterday, shutting out Family Community. So have not allowed a run all postseason, and they have the lead. First pitch to Gavin Holt is going to miss for ball 1. This one's going to be chopped over to third. Coming in is Sweat. The throw over in time. The 2 pitches, 1 out. And now it'll be Cash Wisby, yesterday's hero, standing in with nobody on and 1 out. Again, sports have a funny way of kind of having these coincidences and things lining up. It was Cash Wisby who sent the Tigers, as that one runs in and gets a piece of him. He was pretty adamant about it, as the home plate umpire is going to call in the third base umpire, but Cash, if not, it's a pretty good acting job, because he did exactly what the kid from Weston didn't do yesterday after the ball ran in and got him on the bat knob. He did not sell it, but Cash Wisby is going to have to come back to first. I didn't think the ball hit him, but again, he was pretty adamant. Flipped his bat and immediately hooked it down to first. Instead, it'll just be ball 1. But again, that's exactly how you're supposed to sell a hit by pitch right there. Instead, it's a ball, and Cash is stroll back into the box. But again, yesterday, in the 7th, game on the line, it was Cash Wisby walking off the Weston Wolves, just like back in 2023, with an RBI single to send the Tigers to the championship game today. Fouls this one back. And we talked about the struggles offensively for the Tigers. That was Cash's first hit of the postseason yesterday. And again, doesn't matter when it happens, as long as it does happen, and it couldn't have happened at a better time. He has walked a couple of times, as that one, a little late signal there, kind of building to the theatrics from the home plate umpire. Signals that one in there for a called strike. He struck out a couple of times, has Cash. Also laid down a sac bunt. This one's going to get away. As it was, I believe, fouled back, so catcher did not hang on to it. So still 1-2. 2-2. And Cash going to drive this one deep into left field. Still going back. And that one is going to hit the base of the wall. Cash Wisby rounding first. He is into second. He'll stop there. It's a stand-up double for Cash Wisby. He nearly got it out of here. 3:03 down the line and left. That one hit on the fly at the base of the wall. And the Tigers are in business here after the one-out double from Cash Wisby. That was the best swing he's put on the baseball all postseason, and it nearly left the yard on the fly. Instead, it hit the base of the wall. Again, it is cavernous out here on field 40. You got to really get a good swing off to get it out of here. And now Lincoln Stevens will stand in. Lincoln 3 for 9 in the postseason, a double, 2 runs scored, a couple of stolen bases. And yesterday he had the bunt single that tied it up in the 6th inning. A perfectly executed squeeze bunt. And the first pitch to him is going to miss for ball 1. So in the top of the first, Glenmora scraped a run across. Pitkin trying to answer right here in the bottom of the first. They got Cash Wisby down at second and 1 out. Stevens lines this one to third. Oh, nice pick. And the throw over is going to be dropped on a hop. Sweat had some issues out there in the turf. Looked like he slipped down after the throw. Again, a hard hit by Stevens that Sweat had to catch on the grounder twice. And then on the throw, he fell down. So that'll be an E5. Again, the throw was low. The pick by Cloud, unable to hang on to it. So everybody's safe. Wisby stays put at second. And Gage James stands in. Gage 1 for 8 with a run scored. And that one paints the outside edge. Good pitch from Gillespie. Strike 1. We'll go over the defensive alignment for the Wildcats here in a second. I've got papers everywhere and not a whole lot of real estate. We're on the smaller field of the two, so not a whole lot of table room. Nice breaking ball that Gage James is going to flare out to shallow center, coming in, and center fielder Langston's going to make that play. Shortstop Robbins was going out. Everybody stays put there, 2 gone. So now J-Dub Davis will stand in. Gillespie and Holloway, the battery mates for the Wildcats. Nolan Sweat over at third. Tanner Cloud at first. Up the middle, Cullen Robbins and Tristan Townley. Eves, Langston, and Broussard from left to right field, respectively. J-Dub stands in and takes ball 1. Pitkin has first and second with 2 outs. J-Dub, 2 hits in the postseason. Just 2 extra base hits in 3 postseason games for the Tigers. He's got 1 and Lincoln Stevens with the other. We said it. Again, just 12 hits for the Tigers in the postseason. A 164 team batting average. Just 2 extra base hits. But again, if you just looked at the stats on the surface, you'd think they'd have been a one and done. But that's not how baseball works. It's a funny game, and that one gets in there for a called strike. And then you kind of contrast that with the Glenmora offense. They've been piling up the runs. Again, played their first 7-inning game yesterday. And they're here in the final as well. So you can skin a cat multiple ways. This one driven out into left field. Back goes Eves, and he will make the play on the warning track for out number 3. J-Dub gave it a ride. Lincoln Tigers strand 2 after 1. Glenmora 1, Pitkin nothing.
What's happening at Benoit? It's a new chapter built on the same values that brought us here back in 2018. Generosity, intensity, and giving back to this great community.
We call it Benoit 2.0. When I stepped in to help my father run the business with one clear focus in mind, the customer experience. When you take care of your people, the rest falls into place.
Together, we're reclaiming what this dealership was known for, doing the right thing, supporting our neighbors, and treating all of our customers like family.
We call it the Benoit way, and it's changing what it means to buy and service your vehicle, as well as trust your local dealership.
You're on the road again, and you just can't wait to find some place to stop and take a breather. Well, if you're driving down Highway 10, there isn't a better place to stop than at Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop. They're a full convenience store and fresh deli, serving the best food to fill up all the weary travelers that stop by. That's Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop, 9242 Highway 10. So stop by and give them a holler. Proud supporter of all Pitkin High School athletics. Go Tigers!
In the bottom of the first, the Pitkin Tigers, no runs on 1 hit. There was an error They stranded 2 runners and put some pretty good swings off of Gillespie, but unable to cash in. They trail after 1 to Glenmora, 1-0, and Lincoln Stevens back to work. He'll face 7, 8, 9 in the order. Tanner Cloud, Colin Broussard, and Tristan Townley. Again, a couple of good swings by the Tigers in that bottom of the first inning. They did get the double from Cash Wisby. Lincoln Stevens hit the ball hard. He reached via the air. Then J-Dub flew out to the warning track to end the inning. So Stevens back to work. Peers into the catcher. Right over the glove. And the lefty delivers. That one back into the screen. Foul. Stevens winds and fires. And that breaking ball is going to just miss. Cloud walked yesterday in the semifinal game against Family Community. That one paints the outside corner. Pretty animated little strike call there from the home plate umpire. I love it. Trying to expand the zone there, and Cloud does not oblige. Count even up 2-2. Farmer trying to pull that one back into the zone. A little check swing, and he went around. Tried to stop his swing. That'll be a strike. A strikeout. And again, tried to hold up, unable to do so as the bat breaks the plane. First strikeout of the ball game for Stevens. Out number 1 here in the second. Colin Broussard will stand in. Broussard 0 for 3 yesterday. I'm sorry, he singled yesterday. I was looking at the wrong player, and he takes strike 1 here. Stevens unable to get on top of that breaking ball, and it'll even account 1-1. Stevens winds and delivers, swung on and missed. And Broussard quickly behind at 1-2. Stevens looking for an efficient inning here. He's been efficient through the playoffs. In 72% strike rate heading into today. And he gets a swing and a miss. That one might have been tipped, but Farmer hangs on regardless. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the second. Both swinging. And maybe Stevens starting to settle in here after trying to navigate through some rough waters in the first. 9th place hitter Tristan Townley will stand in. Townley, no hits yesterday in the semifinal. Check swing down to first. They appeal. He did not go. In the top of the first for Glenmora, 1 run on 2 hits. They did leave 2 runners stranded at second and third. They had them second and third with 1 out. Could not add on after the RBI double from Eves. And that one misses, so Townley quickly ahead. 2 balls, no strikes. He drives this one deep into left field. Doherty back on his horse. He'll settle under it and make the catch for out number 3. Townley gave it a ride, but again, got to really muscle it out of here at McMurray Park. We move to the bottom of the second. Pitkin trails Glenmora 1-0 in the Class B state championship game.
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.
Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright would like to take this time to remind everyone of the importance of not driving while under the influence. Never get behind the wheel of an automobile while impaired. Drinking and driving is a behavior that endangers lives, including your own. Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright and his staff would like to commend the hard work shown throughout our area high school sports programs. Congratulations on a job well done.
here at McMurray Park. Field number 40. A 1-versus-2 matchup. The Class B state championship. Glenmora right now has the 1-0 lead on the Tigers. And this is the one of 5 matchups between 1-versus-2 down here this week in the state championships. And Gillespie back to work after he stranded a couple of runners back in the first. So it'll be Tegan Farmer, Brock Bailey, and Wyatt Sasser. First pitch swinging, and this one flared out into center, out in front of Langston for a leadoff single. So Farmer wasn't wasting any time. His 3rd hit of the postseason now. He had one yesterday as well, and it's a leadoff single, and he will be relieved for a courtesy runner. And you wonder, after all the offensive woes that the Tigers have gone through, maybe the bats are going to start to wake up today. We said they may have gave a sacrifice to Jobu yesterday during that Weston game. It'll be Hayden Perkins to run. As now Brock Bailey stands in. On the move is Perkins. They'll throw down to second, and he is in there. The ball pops out of the glove of Robbins. I think he may have beaten it anyways. Perkins was caught stealing in the postseason on a stolen base attempt earlier, but that time he slides in safely, and just like that, Tigers have a man in scoring position here in the second with nobody out. And the pitch was ball 1. A lot of action back behind the play there. That's going to be a bunt, and that one mishandled, and there will be no play at first. As Bailey gets down the line, that's going to be another error, but again, you put it in play, good things happen. And now the Tigers have 2 on, nobody out. That'll be another error, the second in as many innings. That was Sweat coming in from third. And the man who has walked 3 times yesterday, scored the winning run, Wyatt Sasser will stand in. Sasser in the postseason, 2 for 5. Oh, they've got a pickoff move going as the carousel started to roll around the infield, but back safely goes Perkins to second base. Yeah, Sasser, again, we played 3 postseason games. One of them went to extras. He's had just 5 at-bats. Again, he's had several plate appearances, but just 5 at-bats, 2 hits, both of those in the quarterfinal. 3 walks in 3 plate appearances yesterday, and again, came in to score the game-winning run to send the Tigers to today's championship. So, again, a productive day yesterday without even registering an at-bat. Shows bunt, pulls back, and now swinging. That one's going to get out over the netting down the first base line, foul. Again, a couple of those, he worked some counts, saw a lot of pitches, so Coach J.C. Holt likes that. Again, we talked about it. Tigers don't strike out a whole lot. They did a little more than usual in the first 2 games. Yesterday, just 1. Bunt shown. They'll throw back to second, and that's Robbins back there saving it from going out into center field. Back safely is Perkins. So paying a lot of attention to Perkins after he stole on the first pitch to Brock Bailey. Tigers have 2 on, nobody out here in the second. A single on the first pitch taken Farmer saw. He was relieved for Perkins to courtesy run, and now Sasser's going to pop this up, and it's going to get over the head of the first baseman, Cloud. They'll throw over and get the play at first, and then the tag at second is applied. A double play. Oh, man, it was going to be near disaster, but Glenmora gets 2. Holy cow. That is an unconventional double play. Sasser tagged out, sliding into second. I'm sorry. He's out at first, and they get Bailey at second, but they had to apply the tag because they touched first. So instead of a bunt, there are two gone. The runner's at third. Sasser popped it up, but it got right over the head of Cloud coming in. And now 1 ball, 1 strike to Slade Doherty. Man, so potential disaster turning into a double play. This one's going to be flared out of play foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Doherty. I don't even know how to score that. I've got to figure it out. But again, could have been at least second and third, 1 out. Instead, a double play, and the runner's at third, and that is a call. Strike 3 to Doherty as Gillespie freezes him with the breaking pitch. So, potential disaster for Glenmora. They get out of it with some heads-up defensive plays, and they keep Pitkin off the board as we move to the 3rd inning. Glenmora 1, Tigers nothing.
Jamie and Jennifer Johnson of Beauregard Physical Therapy Clinic in downtown DeRidder are proud to support the Pitkin High School sports programs because they recognize the importance of athletics and academics in molding the lives of today's youth. Since 1987, Beauregard Physical Therapy Clinic has been your local orthopedic therapy clinic, specializing in joint replacement therapy, simple sprains and strains, and arthroscopic surgery. They accept most personal insurance, including Medicare and TRICARE. Look them up on Facebook or call 462-6097. Go Tigers!
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Craft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
Back here in Sulphur, where after 2 innings, Glenmora leads Pitkin 1-0. Again, the Tigers, no runs on 1 hit. There was another error, and they left the runner stranded 90 feet away. But again, it could have been a potential big inning for the Tigers, as now back to work goes Lincoln Stevens in there for a called strike. Gillespie led the game off of the walk, came around to score what is the game's only run, and he is quickly behind 0-2. Wyatt Sasser bunted it up. It was popped up, but the first baseman was coming in. Cloud, it went over his head. They were able to field it, and that one swung on and missed by Gillespie. 3 strikeouts in the last 4 hitters for Lincoln Stevens. Out number 1 here in the 3rd. They were able to get Sasser at first, and then because the force play was off, they had to throw down to second. They put the tag on Bailey, so it ended up being a double play. And then a strikeout to get Glenmora out of the jam. This one's going to be squibbed to second base by Robbins, and it'll be the first baseman, Bailey. Stevens, athletic off the mound, will cover the bag for out number 2. And that one not hit very hard. Pitch over there at second, kind of playing back. But Bailey fields and flips over to Lincoln Stevens. So 2 quick outs here. Braden Holloway in the 1st inning. Hit one out into the Bermuda Triangle out there in right center. Gage James was coming on. Pitch was going out. That one just dropped in front of him. So he reached, and now first pitch swing, foul this one out of play. That'll be a souvenir over there. So again, 1-0 Glenmora here in the top of the 3rd, but we've had plenty of drama. This one driven into the gap. That'll get down. And James will cut it off and hold Holloway to a single, his 2nd of the ball game. Then he sat back on the off speed and hit it out into left center field. So a 2-out single will bring up Logan Eves, who doubled the drive-in Gillespie back in the 1st. So Lincoln Stevens back in the stretch after Holloway singles with 2 outs. And again, they won't leave Holloway for a courtesy runner. And they will throw over and make the catcher get back to first safely. That one in there for a called strike. Again, Glenmora, 4th title game appearance. One of 3 teams down here at the state tournament this week trying to win their first title in the program history. Covenant Christian and Welsh, the other 2. Pitkin Tigers, however, no stranger to state championship games. This is their 20th all-time appearance. 14 championships, 5 runner-up finishes. This one fouled back into the netting. Eves quickly down 0-2. And I have written down all of the fun facts about those championships. In Glenmora, a 3-time runner-up, one of those to these Pitkin Tigers. Way back in 97. That was a barn burner. 14-11. Maybe Glenmora missed the game-winning field goal. Try to send that one to overtime as the 0-2 is going to miss just outside from Stevens. Holloway over at first. Here comes the 1-2. Trying to expand the zone, and a good job to hold there as Eves. Count evens up 2-2. So 2 quick outs for Stevens on the mound. A 3-pitch strikeout to Gillespie, and then a 1-pitch ground out to Robbins. Then Holloway singled, and now has a 2-2 count here to Logan Eves. Tries to run that one in, misses low, and the count runs full. Talked about it, the Wildcats, one of 3 teams trying to win their first. Pitkin, one of 5 teams down here this week, trying to repeat as a champion. Oh, they're going to throw it away on the pickoff attempt, and down to second goes Holloway. I believe that one went off the glove. Of Bailey as it ricocheted over into foul territory. So the E3 puts Holloway in scoring position. And now here comes the 3-2 pitch to Eves. Eves drove their run back in the first. This one fouled back. We have 10 total matchups down here this week. Again, the divisions 4 non-select and select, Class B and Class C will play their 1-game championships today, and then divisions 1 through 3 will get their 3-game series started. Kickoff attempt at second. They put the tag on him, and he's dead to rights. Gavin Holt tags Holloway, and that will end the inning. A good pickoff move by Lincoln Stevens. And we move to the bottom of the 3rd. Glenmora 1, Pitkin 0.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning here at McMurray Park. Class B state championship game. Pitkin Tigers trail Glenmora 1-0. And it'll be the top of the order, Gavin Holt, Cash Wisby, and Lincoln Stevens. And Mora ran themselves out of the second inning. Good pickoff move by Stevens, and Gavin Holt applied the tag. And Mora does get a run, or a hit, I beg your pardon. No runs on one hit. There was an error, again, on the pickoff to first. And they not leave anyone stranded as the inning ended on the pickoff at second base. That means Eaves will get to lead off the fourth. Pitkin has threatened one time through the order, have not cashed it in, and Gavin Holt, who grounded out his first time up, takes a really good pitch there for strike one. Gillespie back to work. He's given up 2 hits, a couple of errors by his defense. This one's going to be a grounder to short. Robbins Fields, long throw over in time. We're out number 1. Gavin Holt 0 for 2. Cash Wisby nearly left the yard. His first time up, he'll stand in. Had the double. Tigers had him first and second with 1 out back in the first. Unable to scrape a run across. Cash again, yesterday's walk-off single to get the Tigers here today. Stands in, and that one is going to run in and get a piece of him. He'll give Gillespie a long stare as he strolls down to first. And if you remember back in the first, he tried to win an Oscar and sell a hit by pitch that after deliberation, the umpire said did not hit him. This time he does get hit, and he is down at first base. So a 1-out base runner for the Tigers. So Cash has reached both times. Now Lincoln Stevens, who reached on the E5, stands in. That little missed outside. Again, we talked about it. Now 3 extra base hits for the Tigers in the postseason, as Cash had 1 in the first. Lincoln Stevens has a double as well. He's now 3 for 10 in the postseason. And swinging at this one, he's going to pop it up out into center field. Langston back a couple of steps. He'll make the play. And that'll be out number 2. We mentioned that the Tigers, this is their 20th title game appearance, their 3rd in the last 4 seasons. Again, trying to win back-to-back titles, and 3 in the last 4 years. They are seeking title number 15 as Gage James stands in. He popped out back in the first to center field. Cash Wisby takes a lead. First pitch is going to miss above the letters for ball 1. So the 20th appearance, 14 titles, 5 runner-ups. The last time Pitkin was a runner-up was back in '96. Gage James able to hold up on the swing as that one misses high. Their 14 championships right now are 3rd most all time. If they were to win today to get number 15, it would tie the Hicks Pirates for the 2nd most all time. So they would tie their district rival, Hicks, with 15. They stand alone right now in 2nd. The most, obviously, from Jesuit out of New Orleans with 22. They also have the most runner-ups. As now, 3 straight out of the zone, Gage James probably doesn't have the green light here. So again, Tigers looking for base runners and trying to make Gillespie labor a little bit here. Here comes the 3-0, and he misses out of the zone. So a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs. He'll put runners at first and second. J-Dub Davis, who also nearly left the yard. Eaves caught it on the warning track out there in left field. He'll stand in. He's like looking to give one a ride in the gap somewhere here. So Wisby down to second. Gage James down to first after 2-out walk. J-Dub will stand in. Again, he nearly left the yard as Eaves caught it on the warning track. J-Dub now 2 for 10 in the postseason. He does have one of those doubles. He'd like one here. First pitch, that one might have been a little bit outside, but credit Holloway behind the dish for pulling back into the zone. Strike 1. And right here behind the plate, so don't believe anything you hear down the lines from the Glenmora and Pitkin umpires. We got a pretty good look at it here. That one might have been outside, but instead it's strike one to J-Dub Davis. Ooh, good breaking ball. Had J-Dub kind of bailing out on it. He didn't commit at all. So quickly 0-2. Yeah, and the ball wasn't even halfway to the plate. He was kind of bailing out. Gave up on it. Here comes the 0-2. That one way outside. They'll throw over to first. They've got Gage James in a rundown. Let's see how they play this one. Cash Wisby in between second and third. They'll go with him. They'll throw back to third. And they'll tag him out. And he steamrolls the second baseman. And now Cash Wisby shoved. They'll eject the second baseman. Cash Wisby's gone as well. And this is going to not get out of hand as the umpires are going to separate everybody. But, yeah, if you're Cash, you can't do that. He right on the second base bag completely milk truck Townley. And Cash is ejected. Townley ejected for retaliating. And I can understand the Glenmora frustration from the coaches as that'll end the inning. So getting a little spicy here as we end the third inning, but Pitkin runs himself out of the third. Glenmora leads 1-0. We'll try to settle this altercation here in the break.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
So back here, as we still have yet to get the fourth inning started, as again, an eventful end to the bottom of the third inning. As for the moment, Cash Wisby is ejected, as is Tristan Townley. Again, there was a pickoff. They had Gage James over at first after the walk. He was wandering way too far off the bag. As now Gavin Holt looks like he's going to third, so we'll have to figure this out. Looks like maybe Gage James going to short, and I'll figure out who's in the outfield. So a lot of shuffling after that. Again, look, there's no other way to put it. Cash, I mean, you got to have him here, one of your seniors. It's not a smart play. He was picked off. Instead of trying to get Gage James in the rundown, they went to third. They had Cash in between second and third, and on the throw back to second, they tag him out. Townley put the tag on him, standing on second base. And look, I'll tell you what, if Pitkin's trying to start a football team, you'll take that any day of the week because Cash absolutely dump trucked the second baseman, Townley. And in retaliation, Townley, again, you can't blame him. He got absolutely pummeled off the bag. He retaliates and gives Cash a shove. So the umpires give both of them the hook. And now, again, if you're Pitkin, that's one of your guys. That's the guy who got you here yesterday with the game-winning hit. Who's in center? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So Stevens back to work with his warm-up pitches. Cash Wisby will be ejected. Pitkin, no runs on no hits. They did, I guess, leave a man stranded in the inning. But we will have to shuffle So we're still trying to figure out who's in center. And we'll try to get that for you. But we do know the infield shuffled around. Again, Cash was at third. It looks like Gage James will come in from short. So Levi Johnson's in center field now. So a lot of shuffling there. So Cash Wisby is ejected. Again, you never want to watch your last game as Eves back up after he was at the plate when the inning ended back in the third. First pitch, he'll pop it up to the new shortstop, Gage James, who moves in from center field. So a quick out for Lincoln Stevens. Man, what an eventful game so far. Drama. 1-0 Glenmora, but we've had action. And now a well-placed bunt. Holt will field it barehand. He won't have a play as Nolan Sweat, the third baseman, reaches on a base hit bunt. Man, as Lincoln Stevens telling Gavin that maybe that one was going foul, and maybe he was giving him the push sign and maybe let that go foul, but I don't know. That was perfectly placed. I think that one might have just died. But it'll be an infield bunt single with one out for Nolan Sweat. And now the center fielder, Ryan Langston, will stand in. Langston grounded out to second his first time up. So Stevens back in the stretch. And a pickoff throw to first. Back safely goes Sweat. Fourth hit allowed by Stevens. Again, not very hard, but it'll look like a line drive in the scorebook, even though mine says an infield single.
So then I have to go to the other receiver.
To the plate now, and that one's going to miss outside for ball one. So it's Levi Johnson out there in center field now as James moves into short.
There's no HDMI plugged into the receiver there, is there?
And now to the plate after a little delay. That one's going to be lined right back up the box, but on his horse, the new center fielder, Levi Johnson, makes the play. Hit on the screws, but right at the center fielder. Well, wait a minute. That didn't look like Johnson out there. He turned around. That didn't look like a 4 on his back. We'll figure it out. Maybe somebody that's watching the live stream could help as well. I was told by Mr. Green that might be Johnson out there, unless there's some more shuffling. Now Tanner Cloud will stand in. Cloud struck out his first time up back in the second, and he takes strike one here. It's like they're having some issues with the NFHS cameras. Spencer Barrett over here to my right. Just bugging me here. Good pitch there as that one painted the edge on the outside corner. So Cloud quickly down 0-2. He struck out back in the second. Stevens looking to put him away here and strand that runner over at first. Top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Glenmora. Here comes the 0-2. This one's going to be sprayed out to right field, and Sasser will let that one drop in front of him. And they're at the corners for the Wildcats with 2 away. Tanner Cloud sprays it out to right field. Sasser got a really good jump on it. Again, thought better of trying to lay out and make the play. He kept it in front of him, and now Glenmora has him at the corners for Colin Broussard. So Sweat goes first to third. Again, with 2 outs, he was on his horse. Broussard struck out his first time up. Looking to add on to a 1-0 lead of the Wildcats. Again, never won the title. Trying to make history here today. Pitkin trying to do the same. Stevens to the plate. First pitch swinging. This one over in foul territory. That one turns Holt around, and he'll make the play in foul territory for out number 3. So the Wildcats get a couple of hits, nothing more. Stevens gets out of the jam. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Tigers trail by 1.
What's happening at Benoit? It's a new chapter built on the same values that brought us here back in 2018. Generosity, intensity, and giving back to this great community.
We call it Benoit 2.0. When I stepped in to help my father run the business with one clear focus in mind, the customer experience. When you take care of your people, the rest falls into place.
Together, we're reclaiming what this dealership was known for, doing the right thing supporting our neighbors, and treating all of our customers like family.
We call it the Benoit Way, and it's changing what it means to buy and service your vehicle, as well as trust your local dealership.
You're on the road again, and you just can't wait to find some place to stop and take a breather. Well, if you're driving down Highway 10, there isn't a better place to stop than at Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop. They're a full convenience store and fresh deli, serving the best food to fill up all the weary travelers that stop by. That's Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop, 9242 Highway 10. So stop by and give them a holler. Proud supporter of all Pitkin High School athletics. Go Tigers!
Back here at McMurray Park, Glenmora leads 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. And I believe they've got Townley still in the ball game here. I believe he slides over to third, so he did not get ejected. And I think cooler heads prevailed as far as umpires with the quick hook there. Look, I don't think the retaliation by Townley was malicious at all. I think he just wanted to kind of get a shove in as Cash Wisby was ejected. So we'll have to shuffle the defensive alignment. J-Dub check swing, but that one a called strike. J-Dub was the hitter back in the third when the inning ended on the pickoff of Cash Wisby. Check swing, but again, that one a called strike. I don't believe J-Dub went around, but he's quickly down 0-2. It's J-Dub Davis taking Farmer and Brock Bailey here in the fourth. Wildcats lead 1-0. Gillespie working quickly. He was ready to rock and roll, peering through the glove. J-Dub stepped out. He's calling time and granted by the home plate umpire. Again, when you're locked in like Gillespie is, you're ready to roll. He was peering through the mitt, ready to fire. J-Dub begging for time, gets it. Here comes the 0-2 now. That one a little overcooked there outside in the other batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just 2 hits allowed by Gillespie. Oh, good breaking ball there. Kind of a half-hearted swing by J-Dub. He strikes out. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Gillespie. 1 out here in the fourth. And you wonder if, again, Pitkin had traffic on the base pass. Taking Farmer stands in. He's singled his first time up. And he's going to give this one a ride out into left. Coming on. And that one is going to drop right in front of the left fielder, who is not Eves. It's number 12. I'll have to make that note. And that's 2 singles now here this afternoon for Taken Farmer. He was relieved for Perkins the last time, and here comes Perkins over to first, and they put him in motion quickly. So that's Colin Broussard. He's in left now. All kinds of shuffling going on. So we'll figure it out eventually. Brock Bailey stands in. He reached on an E5 his first time up. Yeah, Glenmora went musical chairs out in the field. This one is fouled back and off the foot of Bailey. This one swung on and missed. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Tiger first baseman. And if Jason Laverne was listening during pregame, we did shout out the Fairview Panthers back in 2014. That was one of the 3 runner-up finishes by Glenmora. Here's a chopper to third. That's Townley. He'll go to second for 1, and by the skin of their teeth, they get the force. And that's all. But there are 2 outs as Perkins is retired on the 5-4 fielder's choice. Wyatt Sasser will stand in. He was part of that sequence back in the second that ended up in a double play. again, bunted it up on the infield. The first baseman, Cloud, overran it. Pickoff throw over to first, not in time. Cloud overran it. So instead of being a base hit bunt, everybody's safe, they had to hold up Bailey at first because of the pop-up. They were able to get Sasser at first and then put the tag on Bailey at second for a double play. And Pitkin would strand a runner at third as that one in there for a called strike. There's a one-out base runner here. The bunt won't be on, but the pickoff throw is going to get away. And heading down to second is Bailey. This time he'll get in there safely as the errant throw gets into right field. That'll be an error. I think that one goes on the pitcher there. That one's a little wild as Cloud couldn't come off the bag to secure it. So a base open, and now into scoring position goes Bailey after the third error of the afternoon by Glenmora. Paying a lot of attention to the runners, both of these teams. We've already seen a couple of guys picked off. A little late on the swing there from Sasser. Quickly 0-2. But again, Wyatt scored the game-winning run yesterday to get the Tigers here this afternoon. That's a moment he'll remember for the rest of his life. This time swinging, he'll poke it foul down the right side. That one had eyes for the corner over there, but it's foul, tailing away. And again, we said it. Did not record an official at bat yesterday, but he walked 3 times in 3 plate appearances. He's hitting .400 in the postseason, 2 for 5. That one overcooked out in the other batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But yeah, he'll also, again, talk about the game of baseball. One of the wildest plays I've ever seen. He should have been standing on first safely. Instead, it was a double play his first time up. Here's a breaking ball. That one's going to be a souvenir. So still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Have to try to check the pitch count here, which is not of a concern quite yet. Here comes another 1-2. That one low. The Glenmora faithful trying to ring up Sasser there, but like we said, he's got a pretty good eye for the zone as he walked 3 times yesterday. That one misses, even it up 2-2. Runner down at second. Brock Bailey, he represents the tying run if Sasser could find some grass here. Here comes the 2-2. And that one, a call, strike 3. The home plate umpire punches out Sasser. The second strikeout looking from Gillespie, the third of the afternoon. That strands the runner at second. We move to the 5th inning here in the Class B title game. Glenmora leads Pitkin 1-0.
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.
Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright would like to take this time to remind everyone of the importance of not driving while under the influence. Never get behind the wheel of an automobile while impaired. Drinking and driving is a behavior that endangers lives, including your own. Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright and his staff would like to commend the hard work shown throughout our area high school sports programs. Congratulations on a job well done.
KVVP Leesville, DeRidder, Fort Polk, today's country 105.7.
We move to the top of the 5th inning, and Glenmora was in 9-1-2 up in the order. And the 9th place hitter was the guy who was originally ejected, but again, cooler heads prevailed. It's Tristan Townley in there. Townley flew out to left his first time up. But again, he was involved in the fracas at second base that ended the 3rd inning. And he swings through the first offering from Lincoln Stevens. Now this is going to be a soft grounder to short. Gage James fields, throws over, and speed down there at first, but just in time for out number 1. Townley was getting down the line pretty good there. Good effort to try to beat it out. So 2 pitches, 1 out as Stevens has been pretty efficient. Again, they got to him in the fourth with a couple of hits, did Glenmora. Now Wyatt Gillespie stands in. He walked, he scored the game's only run, and he struck out back in the third. And here he is fouling off the first pitch from Stevens to begin his at-bat. And that one will miss for ball one. And now swung on and missed there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Gillespie. He was looking for a quick inning here. As he is quickly ahead. Olin Robbins, the shortstop, is on deck. And just getting a piece of that one to stay alive. Gillespie fouls it back into the screen. Big pleasure to have you with us this afternoon. Championship Wednesday, our last broadcast of the 2025-2026 school year. Glad to have you with us. This is going to be driven out into center field. And a couple steps back, and now under it to make the play. Out number 2. We've seen a couple of guys get some good swings on it, but again, you got to get all of it to get it out of here. From 379 to dead central. 351 the right center power alley. 339 in left center. 303 down the left field line, and then 322 down the right field line. 303 down the left, but again, big wall out there in left field. It looks like we will have a pinch hitter for Robbins, the shortstop. That is J.R. Jones. So his first act here, and he takes ball 1. J.R. Jones, again, amongst all the shuffling. And that one missed, I believe. Not by much. Stevens working quickly, misses with that one as well. Again, whoever's up working the scoreboard is asleep at the wheel right now, because that's a 4-pitch walk. So J.R. Jones is aboard. And now Braden Holloway, who has a couple of hits today, will stand in with 2 outs and a runner down at first. First pitch to the catcher is going to be low for ball 1. Holloway singled on that ball. It probably should have been caught out there at center field back in the first, but that got down for a hit. No glove on it. And then he singled back in the third. As that one misses, Pitkin crowd doesn't like that one too much, and I don't blame him. That one looked like a pretty close pitch there in the strike zone. As the Pitkin faithful starting to get a little rowdy here, 2-0. That's 4-6 straight out of the zone. And now that one in there. Yeah, before that found the zone. That was the 6th straight miss by Stevens, who is, again, very good in the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike to the catcher, Holloway. That one runs inside, and that's a good miss there. Even better take. Crowd still restless, but that one did miss. So now 3-1 to Holloway. Logan Eaves on deck. Holloway may have the green light here on 3-1. He does, and he squibs it back to Stevens. Jammed him up, and Stevens will flip over to first for out number 3. So he strands the 2-out walk, and that's all for Glenmora in the top of the 5th. We move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Pitkin trails Glenmora 1-0.
Jamie and Jennifer Johnson of Beauregard Physical Therapy Clinic in downtown DeRidder are proud to support the Pitkin High School sports programs because they recognize the importance of athletics and academics in molding the lives of today's youth. Since 1987, Beauregard Physical Therapy Clinic has been your local orthopedic therapy clinic, specializing in joint replacement therapy, simple sprains and strains, and arthroscopic surgery. They accept most personal insurance, including Medicare and TRICARE. Look them up on Facebook or call 462-6097. Go Tigers!
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Craft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
Back here in Sulphur, bottom of the 5th inning, as Wyatt Gillespie back to work. He will face 9-1-2 in the Pitkin order. And Glenmora has a 1-0 lead as the throw down to second by Holloway. Lee Doherty struck out looking his first time up. And getting late here for the Tigers. They threatened early in the game. They've stranded a runner in each of the first 4 innings. Stranded 2 in the first. But we talked about it. Wildcats have not allowed a run here in the postseason. First pitch is going to miss high and buzz the tower of Doherty. He ducks out of the way. But again, if you're the Tigers and the Pitkin faithful, this is nothing new. You've been in this situation watching Pitkin athletics give you a heart attack all year, and it goes all the way back to basketball season. It's now 2 straight out of the zone. This is going to be chopped foul down the third base line. Good hands over there. I believe that's assistant coach Cy Johnson made the play over there. But yeah, if you're a Tiger fan, this is nothing new. You're settled in. You know exactly what to expect here. It's gone on basically the whole school year. This one fell back into the screen. And like we said, it started during basketball season. Saw Coach Philip George yesterday. He talked about it. The girls' semifinal game. Overtime thriller. And then the championship game, just as exciting. This one jammed up. Doherty, chopper to third, and Townley throws over in time for out number 1. Yeah, that one got way in on the hands, and that was more of a defensive swing by Doherty, just trying to fight it off from hitting him. So now back to the top of the order with Gavin Holt, last year's most outstanding player in this game. Last postseason, opposing pitchers could not get Gavin out. He was unconscious. It's been a struggle so far. Oh, he put a good swing on that one, but it's going to get well foul. That one got into the seats over there. Like we said, it doesn't matter how it happens, as long as you can get it done. And that's what the Tigers are looking for here, down a run in the 5th. And that one fouled out over to the right side. I was thinking that was going to get out of play. It does get over the wall. Good hustle over there. The first baseman, Cloud, to give chase. Yeah, it was a 1-point overtime win in the semifinal for the Lady Tigers against Fairview. And then a 1-point win against Bell City in the state championship game. You go back to basketball season when Pitkin upset Anacoco in the quarters in double overtime, as that one will miss. Now it's 1-2. Yeah, I don't know what's going on up there. The scorekeeper is asleep at the wheel. And then you've got this baseball postseason run as Mrs. Steven it up. You said they've only led in about 3 total innings. First game trailed by 3. Won in walk-off fashion, as that one's going to be hit out to center field, and Langston there will make the play for the second out. Again, 9-inning walk-off winner against Hicks in the quarter. Then yesterday, you're down for 6 innings. You come back and win that one in walk-off fashion. So, again, if you're a Pitkin fan, you know exactly what you signed up for here this afternoon. But, again, it's getting late. As now, this would be Cash Wisby's spot, but it's Levi Johnson in there now. Again, Cash was ejected back in the 3rd inning on a play where he got picked off and went back to second and completely trucked the second baseman on the tag. He was ejected. There was a little altercation as this one's going to be popped out into, I was going to say out into left field, but that was the third baseman Townley that was right there on the infield making the play, and it is a 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th for the Tigers. We move to the 6th. Glenmora still leads 1-0.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Top of the 6th inning here at McMurray Park, field number 40 in Sulphur. Glenmora clinging to a 1-0 lead here in the Class B State Championship game, trying to win their first title in program history. And back to work goes Lincoln Stevens. We've got the defense settled, I think, for the Tigers here. Again, after the Cash Wisby ejection, Gavin Holt slid over to third. Gage James moved from center field to shortstop. Slade Doherty slid over from left to center field, and then Levi Johnson is now in left field. Everybody else is the same, and now Logan Eves will stand in and swing through the first pitch from Stevens. He is responsible for driving in the lone run here this afternoon. It's an RBI double back in the first. Here he is grounding over to short. James, the backhand, has trouble with it. That'll be an E6. And leadoff man aboard for Glenmora. Again, that was Gavin Holt kind of charging. He kind of bailed out to let James, the shortstop, have a go at it. James on the backhand couldn't quite corral it. And it'll be an E6. Eves is aboard for the second time. See if Johnson throws over there. Nolan Sweat puts down a bunt, and it's a good one. Lincoln Stevens has one play, and the sac bunt is executed perfectly. Eves moves into scoring position. So Nolan Sweat out number 1, but a productive one. And now Brian Langston will stand in. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a line out to center. This time he's going to ground it. Oh, what a play by Holt. Diving stop, throw over in time. And Gavin Holt flashes the leather to rob Langston of a hit. And that is a big out number 2. Each staying put at second. Holy cow. Gavin Holt flashing the leather at the hot corner. Diving stop to keep it on the infield. Gathered it and threw over quickly. To put a star by that one. And for the moment, that keeps it a 1-0 game. As if that one gets out into left, who knows? Glenmora coach over in the third base box might have got aggressive to try to scrape that second run across. Now that one gets in there. Breaking ball for strike one to Tanner Cloud. Cloud singled his last time up back in the fourth inning. He's 1 for 2 today. Lincoln Stevens trying to keep this a 1-0 game here in the top of the sixth. Tigers, this is the same situation they were in yesterday against Weston. Trailed all the way into the bottom of the sixth inning, tied it, and then walked it off in the seventh. It hasn't been the same journey to get to this point, but again, we've had a lot more action. But still the same score line. Lincoln Stevens back toeing the rubber, peering into his battery mate, Tegan Farmer. He'll check the runner at second and come to the plate. And that one's going to get into the dirt, get away, and down to third base. Goes in safely after the wild pitch. That one spiked. Again, a turf infield here, but in the dirt, kind of cut out, coloring at the plate. Farmer unable to keep it close, but that one spiked in front of the plate. And now 90 feet away is the Glenmora second run of the ball game. Cloud back in there. That one will miss outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Pitkin looking for title number 15 that would tie him for second all-time with the Hicks Pirates. This one's going to be a ground ball, and Gage James keeps it on the infield, but he will not have a play, and it's 2-0 Glenmora. So the wild pitch comes back to bite the Tigers. Gage James did everything he could at shortstop. Diving stop to keep it on the infield, but Glenmora now leads it 2-0. So the unearned run comes in. He's reached on the E6. The wild pitch. The sack bunt involved. And then an infield single by Cloud. His second hit of the ball game. Again, a great stop there. Good effort by Gage James. But now the Tiger faithful starting to get a little nervous. And this one's going to be sprayed out into right field. And Sassel will cut it off. Going first to third safely. Goes Cloud. Broussard in there with a single. And Glenmora trying to put together a 2-out rally. They've got him at the corners with 2 outs. Trying to add on to a 2-0 lead. So back-to-back singles with 2 outs. One of those leading to the second run. And Glenmora has them at the corners. And now, Kristen Town will stand in. He's got him at the corners. He is 0 for 2. And that one will miss outside for ball 1. Two to nothing Wildcats as they have added on here in the 6th. And that one just a get me over pitch there does just that, and it's strike 1. Stevens at 77 pitches. So again, the pitch count's still not a factor. If this game continues possibly into extras. Tries to flip a breaking ball in there. That one outside for ball 2. And a E6 allowed Logan Eaves to reach to lead off the inning. A sack bunt got him to second. And a great play by Gavin Holt. Robbed Langston of a single and potentially an RBI. But then a wild pitch allowed Eaves to get to third. Tanner Cloud an infield single up the middle for an RBI, and then Broussard a single. So all this with 2 outs. Here comes the 2-1. And that one misses. 3-1. Glenmora faithful making a little noise here. Again, I told you pregame, it is a sea of red as they are trying to win their first title in the program's history. They also ignored the no artificial noisemaker / air horn rule. Here comes the 3-1. Runner goes. That was fouled back at the plate. And Townley involved in that altercation at second that ended the third inning and got Cash Wisby ejected. We thought originally that Townley was ejected. Runner's going to go, and they're going to throw and pick him off. Now they're going to come to the plate. They've got that runner in a run down. Third to home, throws high, tags applied, and he's safe. Oh, man, it looked like the tag got in. The Cloud comes home. Everybody's safe. It's 3-0 Wildcats. So on the move was Broussard early. I mean, he was on the move before Stevens came set. Stevens threw to second. They had him in a rundown, nearly tagged him out, but then a little movement there sent Cloud home. Everybody's safe. And Glenmora adds another. It's 3-0. This is going to be popped up. And that one's still going. Doherty out there in the power alley in right center field will make the play. But the damage done. Glenmora adds a couple of runs. They are getting their crowd fired up. We move to the bottom of the sixth inning. Glenmora leads Pitkin 3-0.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Back here at McMurray Park, we move to the bottom of the sixth inning. Glenmora adds a couple of runs in the top half. They now lead Pitkin 3-0 in the Class B state championship game. Again, getting late here for the Tigers. A couple of defensive miscues by Pitkin in the top half of the inning. Some aggressive base running by Glenmora. Timely hitting. And they now have a 3-0 lead. And Wyatt Gillespie is ready to rock and roll. And it'll be Lincoln Stevens, Gage James, and J-Dub Davis to hit here in the sixth. And that one in there for a called strike. Stevens reached on an error back in the first, flew out to center back in the third. Here comes the 66th pitch from Gillespie. Again, he is in cruise control. Stevens sprays this one foul down the first base line. And Glenmora trying to win their first title ever in program history. Pitkin trying to win title number 15. That would move them into a tie for second all time with the Hicks Pirates. And again, we mentioned it in the pregame and in the early goings. The Glenmora Wildcats have not allowed a run all postseason. This is going to be a chopper to third. Townley on a hot field, throws over in time, and gone here in the sixth. So again, this was still doable at a 1-0 ball game for Pitkin, but now 3-0 with just 5 outs to play with against a team who hasn't allowed a run all postseason. They get a little bit tougher for the defending champs as Gage James takes strike one. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. And for a team that has not swung it very well the last few weeks, makes it an even tougher mountain to climb As Pitkin again came in hitting just 164 as a team. This is going to be squibbed over to the right side. And a worm burner is going to get through the diving Eves at second. Again, that one kind of squibbed off the bat. The top James up, but he's on with a one-out single. And if you're the Pitkin Tigers, you will take it however you can get it. That is just the fourth hit. Again, yesterday, Tigers had just one hit going into the sixth. Ended up getting 4 in the last 2 innings. Now J-Dub Davis will stand in. He gave it a ride back in the first. Caught at the warning track and then struck out. And here he is taking a breaking ball. He was bailing out. I don't think he's seeing it very well out of Gillespie's hand because he did the same thing in the fourth. Struck out in the fourth, but kind of gave up on those breaking balls early. Pickoff throw over to first back in time. That was Gage James. Didn't mention it in the pregame, but J-Dub Davis, along with 4 other Tigers, trying to do something special that maybe few players have ever done. This is going to be a chopper. Softly hit to short on a couple of hops. The field throw over and diving in head first. Not in time is J-Dub Davis. He is out number 2, but a good effort nonetheless by a guy who's been hampered by knee injuries all year. That's what you like to see. He has given it 100%. But we mentioned it again. J-Dub, one of 5 players for the Pitkin Tigers trying to become a 3-time state champion. And he was factored in back in that 2023 team. J-Dub, Lincoln Stevens, Gage James, Gavin Holt, and Cash Wisby. Those were some of the guys that were playing back in that 2023 title game, factored in. Now this one by Farmer is going to be sprayed out to right field. A couple of steps in. Smart has it for out number 3. Is off for the Tigers. For the 7th inning, Glenmora leads Pitkin 3-0.
What's happening at Benoit? It's a new chapter built on the same values that brought us here back in 2018. Generosity, intensity, and giving back to this great community.
We call it Benoit 2.0. When I stepped in to help my father run the business with one clear focus in mind, the customer experience. When you take care of your people, the rest falls into place.
Together, we're reclaiming what this dealership was known for, doing the right thing, supporting our neighbors, and treating all of our customers like family.
We call it the Benoit way, and it's changing what it means to buy and service your vehicle, as well as trust your local dealership.
You're on the road again, and you just can't wait to find some place to stop and take a breather. Well, if you're driving down Highway 10, there isn't a better place to stop than at Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop. They're a full convenience store and fresh deli, serving the best food to fill up all the weary travelers that stop by. That's Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop, 9242 Highway 10. So stop by and give them a holler. Proud supporter of all Pitkin High School athletics. Go Tigers!
New pitcher for the Pitkin Tigers, and it's going to be the righty Gavin Holt. He will relieve Lincoln Stevens after 6 innings. And Gavin trying to keep it a 3-0 Glenmora lead. Lincoln Stevens, that is the last innings he will throw in a Pitkin Tiger uniform, and what a career he's had. It has been a pleasure to watch. I remember doing our first games for Pitkin back in 23 here. And again, he doesn't play basketball, although I've heard from Coach J.C. Holt that he could. And I just remember being like, who is this guy? This guy is a stud. And again, his last outing as a Pitkin Tiger. What a great career. So now, some more shuffling on the infield. Looks like Johnson at third. Gage James still at short. And now Gillespie to start the 7th. Fouls off the first offering from Gavin Holt. A little bit north of 80 pitches for Lincoln Stevens. 81, I believe, to be exact. As that one swung on and missed. Holt working quickly, and he just makes quick work of Gillespie. 3 straight. And that one, a nice breaking ball to get Gillespie looking for strikeout number 1. But if you're Wyatt Gillespie, all you care about is getting 3 more outs here in the bottom of the 7th. and clinching a state title for the Wildcats. J.R. Jones in. He worked a walk his last time up. Again, he took over for Cullen Robbins back in the 5th. And Gavin Holt has come in, and he is filling it up. There's another strike. The Tigers in the 7th will have Brock Bailey, Wyatt Sasser, Slade Doherty scheduled in the order. That one just misses. Farmer trying to pull that one back in the zone. Glenmora got a run back in the 1st, and then 2 just a moment ago in the 6th. A little half-hearted swing there, tied up Jones. He now has a 1-2 count. Glenmora, we said it, has not allowed to run all postseason. And swing and a miss. And Gavin Holt has come in and delivered back-to-back strikeouts. This time, down swinging goes Jones. And now Braden Holloway will stand in. Holloway at 2 for 3. 2 singles. One in the 1st, one in the 3rd. We thought when Glenmora stranded a couple of runners in the 1st, here comes the first pitch. It's going to be popped foul. They did get the run, but had them 2nd and 3rd as well. With 2 outs, unable to add on to the run in the 1st inning. We thought that may do them in. So that's kind of what happened to Weston yesterday. You cannot leave a champion hanging around. Again, they have championship pedigree for a reason. It's not over until you completely step on their throats. As this one's going to be popped up, the 1-1. And that'll be Bailey making the play for out number 3. Tigers need 3 runs. They've got 3 outs to play with. Glenmora, 3 outs away from a state championship.
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.
Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright would like to take this time to remind everyone of the importance of not driving while under the influence. Never get behind the wheel of an automobile while impaired. Drinking and driving is a behavior that endangers lives, including your own. Vernon Parish District Attorney Terry Lambright and his staff would like to commend the hard work shown throughout our area high school sports programs. Congratulations on a job well done.
Glenmora Wildcats are 3 outs away from their first state title in program history. Wyatt Gillespie back out there trying to get those 3 outs. The defending champs need 3 runs to keep us playing, 4 to win it. And it'll be Brock Bailey to lead it off here. Brock Bailey has reached both times, reached on an error back in the 2nd, and then a fielder's choice. And the Tigers, the defending champs, they've won 2 of the last 3. Been in the title game 3 of the last 4 years. A 14-time champ, a 5-time runner-up. Glenmora, a 3-time runner-up, trying to win it for the first time. First pitch, misses for ball 1. Pitkin had first and second, 1 out back in the 1st, couldn't cash it in. This is going to be a grounder, a diving stop by Townley at 3rd. The throw over is mishandled on the hop, and the leadoff man is aboard. Again, they're not out until it's over. Got to get 21 outs. I believe that's probably an E5 on the low throw. So that is the 4th error of the ball game for the Wildcats, but again, still pitching a shutout. Wyatt Sasser stands in. He got a chance to make things interesting back in the 2nd, but then again, a wacky play over at 1st. Ended up, instead of him reaching, ended up in a double play. Pickoff throw over to 1st, not in time. Bailey back. 3-0 Glenmora. Gillespie to the plate. That one paints the outside corner for strike 1. Sasser scored the game-winning run yesterday. Walked 3 times in all 3 plate appearances. He hit into the double play and then struck out. So 0 for 2 today. And he takes ball 1 there. It's going to be a grounder foul down the third base line. So 1 and 2 to Sasser. Tigers have stranded a runner in every inning but the 5th. That was the only 1-2-3 inning. There was traffic on the base pass, but unable to cash it in. That one nearly runs in. Sasser backs out of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, had 2 on, 1 out in the first, couldn't cash it in. That inning in the second that ended up stranding a runner at third could have been a lot bigger. Again, Glenmora's been doing it all postseason. They have not allowed a run. It's going to be a chopper over the left side. They'll go to second for 1. The turn is not in time. Sasser down the line well, beats it out. But again, the lead runner is erased. Fielder's choice for Sasser. So Bailey is gone. And now Slade Doherty stands in. Doherty 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to third. Townley over there, he's been busy this inning. Committed the error and then just got the ground out and erased the lead runner. So 1 out. Tigers still trailing by 3. That one in the dirt. Good stop back there by Holloway. Ball 1. Again, it's been a pleasure to be with you all season. Our final broadcast of the 2025-2026 school year. This one's going to be fouled out of play. Thank all of our listeners. Again, as I know it, we've got quite a bit of Glenmora listeners today, so we appreciate you guys tuning in as well. We hope we've made this enjoyable for you. Again, I try to keep it as unbiased as possible. That one going to be sent through the right side, and that'll be a single for Slade Doherty. Doherty keeps it alive and turns it over to the top of the lineup. Again, we appreciate all of our listeners. Again, we say it all the time. There's listeners from all over. And we'll have a quick meeting. I don't believe they're going to change pitchers. Again, that'll give us time to thank all of you. Our sponsors can do this without y'all as well. All the way back here in the high school football game of the week, into our Road to the Championships basketball season, and then obviously our Road to the Championships baseball and softball season. Again, we could not do this without you all. Thank you so much. Again, it has been a great year athletically in our area. We've seen some thrilling state championships, seen some great individual performances. And now back to the top of the order with Gavin Holt. 2 on, 1 out for the Pitkin Tigers. They trail 3-0. Trying to crack the code of the Glenmora pitching staff. Strike 1. And again, what's been just as impressive as Pitkin, not leading a whole lot in the postseason run, coming back all these games, is Glenmora hasn't allowed a run. I mean, that is just as impressive. Big swing and miss there on the breaking ball, kind of tied Gavin up. Again, that is one reason why the Wildcats are a couple of outs away from winning the program's first title. And the guy on the mound may be on his way to a most outstanding player. Well, Glenmora crowd wanted that one, but that one just a little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gavin Holt. Wyatt Gillespie has been phenomenal. 4 hits coming into the inning. He's allowed 5 now. And again, errors all around as that one inside nearly gets a piece of Gavin Holt. 4 errors today, but again, even more impressive, they're able to navigate around the errors and the base runners and keep teams off the board. The 2-2 all hammered. That one, good thing the cage was there down the third base line, because that one had eyes for a spectator over there. Student section needs to be alert. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gavin Holt. He's 0 for 3 today. Looking for a big hit. He can find it. It'll make things real interesting. Staying alive, he fouls this one back. It's been a pleasure watching Gavin again, playing as a 7th grader on that 23 team, but we're talking about growing physically. He's gotten taller, seems like every year. He's had a great year. Made the shot to send the Tigers to the state tournament down at Burton Coliseum. And here he is, hacking away, staying alive. In last year's most outstanding player in this Class B championship. Pitkin trails 3-0. Glenmora trying to get 2 more outs to win a title. And that one runs in and gets a piece of Gavin, and they're loaded. So Gavin Holt fights off a couple of good pitches from Gillespie. And now, for the first time in what feels like a couple of hours, the Tigers have some pressure on the base pass. They're loaded with 1 out. And this would be Cash Wisby's spot in the order. However, Cash was ejected back in the 3rd when he ran over the second baseman after being tagged out on a pickoff or a rundown. So instead, it's Levi Johnson who popped out to 3rd in his first at bat. He's batting here with the bases loaded. Again, we talk about it. Championship teams find a way. Doesn't matter who it is. Right now, the game rests on the bat of Levi Johnson, and we've got time called by the umpire. And that kind of again, I hate it for Gillespie. He was in the windup, and he went full maximum effort with that pitch. It kind of sucks for him, as far as the safety issue. But, again, the umpires got together, called time right in the middle of his delivery. You just – thankfully, he's okay. I'm sure he's a little frustrated, but back we go. Johnson back in. Bases loaded. First pitch is high. Again, got to get all 21 outs. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Levi Johnson in for Cash Wisby. He's going to pop this one up. Back to center fielder goes. He'll make the catch. The runner will tag and score. And a run has been scored against the Glenmora pitching, but they are now 1 out away from a state championship. So Sasser comes in to score. Everybody else stays put. And now the last hope for the Tigers to keep this game going is in the hands of Lincoln Stevens. Lincoln tied the game up yesterday with a perfectly executed squeeze bunt. He bats here with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Gillespie trying to get 1 more. Comes set. Looks back, the runner at second. Coming to the plate. In there for a called strike. Stevens reached on the air back in the first. Flew out to center in the 3rd. Grounded out to 3rd back in the 6th. And he's down to his last strike as that one paints the outside edge of the plate. The Wildcats have been a 3-time runner-up in the program's history. They have never won a state championship. Let's be the wine. And staying alive, fouling it back into the screen. Lincoln Stevens will see another one. Stevens started the game. Wasn't as sharp as he normally is. But again, here he is, down to his final strike. Gillespie to the plate. That one way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wildcats to the plate. Check swing. And everybody on the infield thought they had a title. Stevens on the check swing didn't go around. That one not a strike. It was outside. So now Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Gillespie trying to get 1 more strike for a state championship. He comes set at the belt. Checks the runner at second to the plate. This one's chopped foul off of the foot, I believe, of Stevens at the plate. So see another one. Again, it was Gavin Holt a few moments ago that fought off a couple of good pitches with 2 strikes and then finally was hit by a pitch. Stevens trying to hang in there. Here comes another 2-2 from Gillespie to the plate. And now the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gage James is in the on-deck circle. He's reached his last 2 times. And I believe Coach J.C. Holt saying maybe, I think he was calling time just to let his guys know that the carousel, the merry-go-round's got to start here. Full count game may be decided right here. Gillespie comes set to the plate. The runners are off. That one runs inside and hits Lincoln Stevens. The game will continue. They're loaded for Gage James. So 2 hit by pitches in the inning. Stevens, what an incredible at bat. Fights it all the way back to a full count. And now Gage James comes in, and we'll see if they make the move. It doesn't look like they will. They're going to trust Gillespie here. A ball in the gap, way out in that cavernous power alley, could win it for the Tigers. They need an extra base hit to tie the game. Gage James is 1 for 2 with a walk. First pitch hits him, and it's a 1-run ball game. Wildcats coming unglued here. As now Doherty comes in, the 3rd hit by pitch of the inning. This one results in a run. They're still loaded. And now J-Dub Davis could win it with 1 swing of the bat. And if you're Glenmora, you got to get somebody warm. Or hopefully you have somebody warm, but they're sticking with Gillespie right now. 1 swing of the bat could win it for the Tigers. Again, down to their final strike. You got to get all 21 against a team with championship pedigree. And now J-Dub Davis could win it with 1 swing of the bat. Again, the Pitkin Tiger Athletic Program has given their fans a show all year. Why stop now? So 3 hit by pitches in the inning. It's 3-2, and J-Dub in. First pitch swinging, he's going to ground it to 3rd. And Townley's going to touch the bag, and for the first time in program history, the Glenmora Wildcats are state champions. A dog pile near the mound. And Glenmora wins their first state title in program history. As the coaching staff salutes the faithful that made the trip to Sulphur. But again, they did not make it easy on themselves at all. Pitkin had the winning run at second base. And a 1-pitch ground out by J-Dub Davis ends the game. Again, you don't mind the aggressiveness because Gillespie had been so erratic here in the inning, but you saw what he's done here in the inning. Might have been better off trying to take a few and see what happens. Nevertheless, the Wildcats are champs for the first time. We'll take a break, come back, and put a bow on our season right here on today's Country 105.7.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
What's happening at Benoit? It's a new chapter built on the same values that brought us here back in 2018. Generosity, intensity, and giving back to this great community.
We call it Benoit 2.0. When I stepped in to help my father run the business with one clear focus in mind, the customer experience. When you take care of your people, the rest falls into place.
Together, we're reclaiming what this dealership was known for, doing the right thing, supporting our neighbors, and treating all of our customers like family.
We call it the Benoit Way, and it's changing what it means to buy and service your vehicle, as well as trust your local dealership.
You're on the road again, and you just can't wait to find some place to stop and take a breather. Well, if you're driving down Highway 10, there isn't a better place to stop than at Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop. They're a full convenience store and fresh deli, serving the best food to fill up all the weary travelers that stop by. That's Lockhart's Craven's Handy Stop, 9242 Highway 10. So stop by and give them a holler. Proud supporter of all Pitkin High School athletics. Go Tigers!
Welcome back here to McMurray Park in Sulphur, field number 40, where the Glenmora Wildcats defeat the defending champion Pitkin Tigers to win their first state championship in the program's history. They win it 3-2. They led 3-0 heading into the seventh. 3 hit by pitches in the inning. Pitkin scraped a couple of runs across. They had the winning run at second base, but able to get out of it was Wyatt Gillespie, a grounder to third base, as Tristan Townley touched the bag, and that clinched the title for Glenmora. Again, winners 3-2, first title in program history. Again, the Pitkin Tigers will finish a runner-up for the 6th time. And their title number 15 will have to wait for another year, as again, Coach J.C. Holt's squad gave it everything they had down to the last possible out, as they just announced most outstanding player, Wyatt Gillespie. Again, he was sensational. Again, it got a little hairy there in the 7th, but he was able to hang in there again. Shout out to his coaching staff for trusting that guy and keeping him in. Again, 3 hit batters, the winning run at second, and he got the out he needed. And Glenmora has their state championship game. Glenmora 3 runs on 7 hits. They did commit 4 errors in the ball game. They left 6 on base. Pitkin 2 runs on 5 hits, couple of errors in the field. They left 9 on base. Again, the most outstanding player of the game, Wyatt Gillespie, the winning pitcher. Lincoln Stevens in a loss, his first loss of the postseason. It's been a pleasure to watch him and the rest of these seniors play throughout their careers. Again, state runner up for the 6th time in the storied history of the Pitkin Tigers. But again, Pitkin comes up just short here this afternoon. And with that, our 2025-2026 athletic season comes to a close. Again, we talked about it right there in the 7th inning. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Could not do this without you. We appreciate all the administrators at the school, the athletic directors, the coaches. Again, thank you for letting us into your gyms, your football fields, baseball, softball fields. Again, without you guys' approval, we could not bring this broadcast to all those listeners. Again, we appreciate you all. I believe our area does have the best administration in the state, as evidenced by the success our teams have, both girls and boys sports. To the senior class of 2026, it has been a pleasure watching you these last 5+ years, I guess. Some of you started as 8th graders, and again, best of luck to whatever you do in your future. Some of you are going to go on to play at the next level. Cannot wait to see the success you all have there. I will be rooting you on. As for those who are done with sports, look, man, it's not going to get any easier. You're always going to think about wanting to play one more time. If you want to scratch that itch, get into coaching, help your program out, get into officiating, referee, umpire, or come do this with me. It's a lot of fun. As you see, we have a good time up here. Thank you to Mike Holt back in studio. You're the best in the business. It's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have this year. Again, couldn't do this without you back in the studio. All of our Gridiron Gumbo shows have been a blast. Our banter inside commercial breaks back and forth has been a lot of fun. Again, this is my 5th year doing this, and I can say with certainty this was the fastest that time had flown by, all out of the 5. And I say that to the junior class that are now seniors as Glenmora gets their title and come over to their fans. I say this to the junior class that are now seniors. Look, one thing you can't get back is time. The senior class that's now graduating or is graduating, they will tell you the same thing. It is going to go by in a blink. Cherish every single moment of it. And I cannot wait to see you grow as athletes, as students as well. Like we said, it has been a blast. Thank you for allowing us into your homes, into your cars, all that good stuff. And for one final time here in the 2025-2026 school year, from Mike Hope back in studio, I'm Sean Larken. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your summer, and we will see you down the road.
KVVP Leesville, DeRidder, Fort Polk, today's country 105.7.